Thank you, Devin. And the election day has finally arrived, and with it, for many, comes a toll on our bodies and mind. Here to help us deal with these issues during the last day of the election season is Nurse Christina Paris. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Hi, good morning.
You know, it's nice and early, bright and early here. It's finally the end, you know, the last day.
Right.
We did it.
Yes, and Michael and I are going to reenact some of your favorite commercials. No, I'm just kidding.
Goodness, that'd be the worst. Thank goodness we're not doing that this morning. We're going to talk about how to get through some of the stress that all of this has caused, because it's been going on for months, it feels like.
Yeah, and I think laughter is probably one of the best things we can do right now.
We do what we can.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're correct. So there is really something called election stress or election anxiety.
Oh.
And of course it comes from, you know, the unknown, the strong feelings that we have, whether we agree with, you know, politician A or politician B. So we all kind of are very passionate and afraid. And I think, you know, we hear so much fear and social media and 24-hour news and things like that that sort of keep this anxiety going. And yeah, so they said, in fact, there are statistics that show that statistics went from 52% having anxiety in 2016 to now 69%. Some statistics say up to 72% of adults have this election anxiety.
Oh boy, so a lot of people are getting more involved and you know, feeling the toll on the body, certainly.
It can.
So what are some of the factors that, you know, make the stress worse if people are experiencing any of this?
Absolutely. So if you deal with anxiety anyway, it's gonna be worse. You know, your anxiety can cause panic and an overwhelmed feeling. If you have OCD, you know, or eating disorders or impulsive compulsive spending, you might do this in a sense to try to regain control. Depressive symptoms such as mood, apathy, irritability, agitation, feelings of hopelessness, those kind of things can be stronger during this time. Relationship conflict at home, at work, either and online. You know, we see a lot of that, you know, in people's Facebook posts.
Oh yeah, we see the Facebook posts.
Physical illness, it can cause migraines, headaches, GI distress, muscle tension, sleep disturbances. Some people may find it hard to sleep, especially tonight, and they might have insomnia or hypersomnia. Appetite disturbances, so maybe you want to kind of comfort yourself by overeating or eating the wrong foods. Substance misuse, self-medicating with food, drugs, things like that, and just escapism. They might get, you know, just dive into books, dive into video games and things like that. Which is good, but I think too much, you know, escapism is not
too much
good.
of anything can be a bad thing.
Right, exactly.
Well, so can you give us some tips to help reduce the stress and anxiety today? It's going to be a day. It's going to be a few days. It's probably going to last the week.
I agree 100%. It's going to be a rough and bumpy week. And so some things that you can do to try to make yourself feel a little better, just reduce stress. I mean, I found myself last night just, you know, in watching, I think it was Wheel of Fortune.
Ooh, that's
and
good.
the commercials, I would just be sort of hyperventilating in between each one. We finally just had to mute the television. Because it just gets to be too much. So limiting media consumption. So maybe just going on the 24-hour, you know, CNN, Fox, those kind of, just limit it to a certain time. Go on, see what's going on, turn it off. Don't just sit there and watch it constantly. Try to avoid this black and white thinking. So understand that people have very polarizing thought patterns, and so not everything's straightforward. Things are on a spectrum. I really do think we all kind of want the same things. It's just that we have different views about how to get there or what to do. Make a plan. So come up with a plan if the outcomes aren't what you hope. Sort of try to shift your thinking, going, okay, this isn't the candidate I wanted, but they're promising X, Y, Z. I hope they stick with it. And that's personally my thought process. Hope, you know. And so exercising too. So coming up with holistic, you know, the the block we just had, or the segment
yeah,
you showed
get the
on,
body moving.
Yeah,
you know.
on yoga, deep breathing, things like that, mindfulness. Take your dog for a walk. Just step away, step out of the house.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. Stay connected with loved ones. Don't push them away. I know we all have family members who are on different sides of, of the spectrum, and we just gotta love each other. I know that the people in my family who have different views are good people, and I love them. I'm not gonna, diss them. I'm not gonna tell them to unfriend me on Facebook. I've seen that. If you don't agree with this, just take me off your Facebook page. Well, okay. We just have to be kind. Try to stay away from alcohol, things like that.
Exactly. We'll just power through the week,
Yes.
the best we can.
Yeah.
And, it's just, always good to just be mindful and, carrying it.
Absolutely.
There's going to be, something to take away from it, whatever happens as results.
I
So,
like to think, that the quote, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has its own troubles." Let's just stay on today.
There you go. You just got to focus on what's on your plate right now.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for coming on this morning, kind of talking us through it. It's going to be, it's going to be a week, one way or another. It's just you got to pace yourselves, focus on the now, and we'll get through it all right. We always do.
We will get through this, and we're all going to be okay tomorrow. I promise. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, thanks for the advice this morning. I always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, and coming up this morning, we have what's trending, including a classroom where